Hey guys, Steve here. Today I got a review of the 2 ships you can unlock from the Turn the Tide missions. If you've been noticing you've been getting premium time and you're not sure where it's coming from, go to your missions tab. It's from like the home page. And then check the one that's called Turn the Tide. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of like the intro mission to the game. There's a lot of oddball missions in there. Most of the rewards are premium times, which are really nice. Gives you a nice boost right out of the gate, help you unlock ships and stuff. But there are 2 premium reward ships toward the end of that mission, so I did want to point that out if you weren't aware. And if you are aware and you're grinding away and you want to know about the ships, I got a little review for you here today. So just a heads up, I believe, I'm like 95% sure that it's an unlimited duration on the mission. It's just there until you complete it. However, when as I was completing it, there was no timer on the mission, right? But I do want to point out when I completed it, it said there's like a cooldown until the mission went away, supposedly. Like, for instance, if you complete your weekly mission, it'll say like 4 days until it resets or whatever. Okay. When I completed Turn the Tide, which I think was 2 nights ago, it said like there was a cooldown on it. Like it said it was almost a full week. It might have been actually like a full week. So it's possible that there's like 5 or 6 days left on it. I don't think that's the case. I think it's highly unlikely. I believe it's there until you complete it. But I do want to give you a heads up. There's a slight chance that you got about 5 days left. But again, I think it's available until you complete it. Anyway, the first ship you can unlock from it is called the Smith. It's a Tier 2 destroyer from the United States Navy. This one, I think you have to unlock a Tier 6 ship and then win 3 games with it, I believe. It's a chance it's a 5, I can't remember 100% sure, but I think it's Tier 6. Because there's 3 lines or classes of ships, and then there's the option to complete it per line, and I'm pretty sure it's Tier 6. Sorry for the whole lot of I don't remember or I don't know to start this off. Kind of crappy. But what can I do? Just as a slight side note, I have talked to Wargaming about becoming a community contributor possibly in the future. That would entail me kind of getting inside scoops from them, getting a chance to preview ships and stuff before they came out, and getting prizes to give away to like subscribers and stuff like that. They did get back to me and they said, we don't have that program up and running yet, but we got your name on the list. When it happens, we'll talk to you again. So I just want to give you a heads up. If you do want to subscribe to the channel and hang around, there's a possibility we'll be getting a lot of like prizes and stuff to give away. Hopefully not too far in the future, but I don't have any sort of timetable on when that would be. Alright, back to the Smith. What is it? It's an interesting ship. Alright, it's got 76mm guns, which I believe are the smallest in the game. And as you can see when I shoot, the guy that's pulling the trigger on him is aiming toward the moon. The shots go basically straight up in the air. They take forever to get there, which makes it kind of challenging to aim because you can see the seconds to target becomes very long. So the gun is weak and it's fairly hard to hit. And then, so I don't know. Gun-wise, I don't think it's very good, especially compared to other United States destroyers, which are typically have very strong guns. They're more in the gunboat side of things than torpedo boat. But the interesting part of the ship for me is it's got 3 torpedo tubes, 1 on each side of the forward and 1 in the back. So you can shoot 2 per side basically. And the things reload every 12 seconds. So if you get it in the right situation, you can just get close enough to the guys where you can use the torpedoes and then essentially turn in a circle and just spit torpedoes out like a madman. They come out very quickly. Now they do less damage than the other Tier 2 destroyer torpedoes do, but you can spit them out at a much faster rate. So for me, that's kind of the interesting part of the ship, and usually when I'm playing it, it's a pretty heavy dependent, or the game's pretty heavily dependent on torpedo play. Obviously it's situational, but you know, that's basically how I've been playing it. I think it's a fun ship. Now, premium ships do have boosts to like XP earned and silver earned. Most importantly, silver is the hardest resource in the game to get. So having a boost for the rewards for silver especially is nice. But keep in mind, this is a Tier 2 ship, so your base XP that you're going to be earning is going to be pretty low. So don't expect to be earning massive amounts of silver when you're playing this game, or this particular ship. But you will be getting a boost compared to what you would for other Tier 2 ships. So all in all, I think this is a fun ship to play. It's definitely not my favorite destroyer in the game, but it's got an interesting playstyle because of the very quick reload on the torpedoes. Alright, and then the ship you get for fully completing Turn the Tide is the Yubari. It's a Tier 3 Japanese cruiser. Now to fully complete Turn the Tide, you need a Tier 6 ship of all three classes: destroyer, cruiser, battleship. So for me, I went down the American cruiser line first, so I had the Nolans. Japanese battleships, that's the line I'm furthest on. I'm grinding all the lines, but those are the ones I'm deepest on. And then the UK's destroyer line. Those are my three that I personally use. You need to have Tier 6 of one of each class and then win 3 games. So again, assuming there's no time limit on this, you will eventually unlock the ship just by playing the game. But if you're trying to grind for it, that's how you go about doing it. Just get one Tier 6 ship of each type of class and you'll get it. Now the Yubari, to be honest with you, this ship is a little bit more disappointing. I like the Smith. Again, I don't love the Smith, but I like the Smith. Yubari, I don't want to say it sucks, because that's not fair to the ship. It's just harder to put up huge damage games, which is what I like to do, because I'm addicted to huge damage games. Why is it hard? 2 reasons. The main armament, you only have 2 sets of guns that have, or 2 turrets that have 2 guns each. So you have 4 guns. Comparing it to the Iwaki, has 5 turrets with 1 gun, and the Kuma, which is the standard Japanese Tier 3 cruiser, that has 7 turrets with 1 gun each. So you have 4 guns compared to 7 on the Kuma, which is the ship that most of you guys are going to have. So it's harder to put out large amounts of damage. It's the same shell, same damage. You still have your 11% fire damage on the AT shells, which is primarily what you're going to be shooting in Japanese cruisers. But there's just less guns on the ship. But that doesn't cripple it, you know. And I've played maybe 5 games in this. I've had a couple that I would consider pretty good games, so it's not impossible to do well in it. I'm just saying it's harder than your regular Kuma. But kind of the main drawback for me on the ship is the torpedo range. It's a 6-kilometer range compared to 7 on the Kuma, which isn't a massive drop off. For me, I love the Iwaki, which that's another premium ship that you actually had to buy. I do see a fair amount of them out there, so for those of you that do have the ship, that one has a 10-kilometer range on the torpedoes, which makes them a lot more useful. The Yubari's torpedoes are going to be just used purely defensively when ships are closing in on you. So the gun system and the torpedo system are both less effective in my opinion. But that said, I mean, you do have permanent camo on it, which increases your concealment rating and the incoming. It increases the dispersion of incoming shots, so it is harder to hit. And for mods, it has that. I think it's called main. Whatever I can't remember what it is, but it's main armament 0 or aiming system 0, which is a very cheap. It's like 10,000 silver or something. It's basically free compared to a lot of mods, and it massively increases the accuracy of everything, torpedoes and main and secondary guns. So very accurate ship for sure, which is nice. I mean, like, again, I don't want to say I hate this ship. It's just not, it's not overpowered by any means, you know, which is fine. I don't advocate them putting a bunch of overpowered premiums in the game. I just kind of want to temper your expectations so you're not grinding this thinking, wow, as soon as I get this game or the ship unlocked, it's going to be the best one in the game. It's not. But it's not bad. Okay. It could use one more turret with 2 guns, then it would be a very sweet ship in my opinion. But again, Tier 3 you can start to earn some decent silver, and you get a nice boost to it by playing a premium ship over a normal ship. So if you're gonna play the game strictly free to play, both the Smith and the Yubari will be nice ships to kind of have in your arsenal to help you grind out some silver for those high tier. Unlocking tier 6 and 7 ships, just unlocking them is expensive, and then fitting them with mods and upgrades is lots and lots of silver. So any premium ship you can get to kind of help that along is going to help your game improve. So overall, I hope that was a helpful preview of the 2 ships, the Yubari and the Smith, for you. If you did like the video, please hit the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. We got a lot of World of Warships content coming out all the time. Questions about these 2 ships, leave them below. I'll be sure to answer them. Comments if you have the ships. Let me know what you think about them. How you using them. Play style. You know, anything you want to comment about. I love hearing from you guys, so just leave that below. And we'll see you guys all later. Alright, peace.